So right off the bat, I want to say two things, just immediately. The first one is that the Guyver is very underrated. It is a great show, and you should go watch it. 2005 anime, there's multiple live-action movies. Don't watch the first live-action movie. If you're gonna watch the live-action one, watch Guyver too. And the second is, I am insane for doing this what if. Mostly because no one knows who the hell Guyver is. It is so underappreciated, as I said earlier. But a gory armor man versus ice lady who may or may not be a dominatrix. She probably is. Why not? Originally I was going to do My Hero Academia, but that show's not bloody or gory enough for the Guyver. If you don't know who the Guyver is, I'm going to give you a little bit of information just because of how unpopular they are. However, I'm going to leave a video down in the description, showing you, giving you some info. You can go watch it. And hopefully I remember to put down some timestamps so you can go and watch the what if instead of the information. With that out of the way, let's get into the fun Guyver facts. Fun fact time. The Guyver is a symbiotic bio-boosted arm. It grants the user a wide variety of weapons, damn near immortality. By the way, I'm not censoring myself this episode. The ability to fly and control gravity, a 360 directional awareness, and super strength, durability, and even speed. To give an example of strength, there is a monster called Grateful, a Zoanoid. This was a mass-produced average type, but it still had the strength 15 times of that of a human. In fact, it took on a grenade blast head-on and took absolutely no damage, because it had shock absorption. The Guyver, in self-defense mode, due to his host being unconscious, not only broke his arms, but broke them by pushing forward. He didn't twist them to the side, he pushed forward and broke his arms. So not only did he break them in the hardest way possible, but he broke them against a guy who's 15 times stronger than him. That's pretty impressive, That's one of his lesser feats, but it's just an example. Should be also mentioned that the Guyver's, the Guyver broke this guy's arms when he also had shock absorption and bulletproof armor. Again, the low tier feat here. Now, we should also mention, technically the Guyver would improve the host's strength more than normal. And what I mean by this is that if Tatsumi were to get the Guyver, he would actually be stronger than a lot of the show by default. This is still a bad explanation. Okay, let's put it like this, okay? So let's say the Guyver makes a normal person a 100, okay? A normal person's a 1. A guy with the Guyver is a 100. Tatsumi's a 3. Tatsumi would become a 300. And because of that, we're going to ignore the fact that Tatsumi, at least in this what if for now, is already superhuman. And just go with the fact that the Guyver of itself already puts him above most of the verse, at least in the anime, which is what we'll be covering, because it's easier to research. I think this is kind of necessary. The Guyver has super regeneration, again, multiple weapons, including mountain-busting capability, and that's without his multiple other transformations. So, depowering Tatsumi like this gives us a possibility of Tatsumi actually being challenged. So, with that, we can continue with the what if, if you haven't already skipped there already. Thank you for listening to these fun facts. For the ease of writing this one out, I will be following the anime adaptation in case you didn't listen to the first chunk of the video. So it should be noted for all who don't know that the anime starts off in the middle of the manga and it has a unique ending, apparently to the wiki. I might do a manga version if this goes well, but we'll just have to see. Our story does start off a little bit differently than in canon. About a week before Tatsumi and the other two random people who don't matter leave to go to the city, he runs into a device. This device was guarded by monsters with immense strength, which gave Tatsumi a lot of trouble, because again, in this, he's not superhuman. While trying to run away from the monster, he accidentally trips and he lands on the device. He face plants, actually. The device shoves a metal orb down Tatsumi's skull, or through Tatsumi's skull, and it starts to engulf his body. The next day, he wakes up only with some weird spots on his back, kind of like tumors. And somehow, he learned to activate the Guyver, the bio-boosted armor. Although, he hides it from everyone else because he doesn't want to look like a freak. When the ground dragon appears to attack civilians during episode 1, or I assume there's civilians at least, Tatsumi slices and dices the dragon even easier than in the show, as the Guyver's high-frequency blades are much better than any broadsword ever could be. Arguably, it's better than any weapon in the show, or when it comes to blades. Debatable, since Akame's sword is an insta-kill if it cuts you, so I guess it depends on technicality and the type of enemy you're facing. Tatsumi was informed about the capital, but things still went in canon. Being ripped off and being taken by Alice in Torture House, going shopping, and goes to sleep. That's a Wonderland reference, by the way. Of course, the blonde MILF still gets scissored, literally, and apparently Tatsumi has spider sense because he could sense the blood in the air. He sees Night Raid through the window and quickly throws on the guy to defend who he thinks is innocent. He reaches them before they can make it to the shed, and Akame shows up, and while she might be surprised by the Guyver just because of how it looks, she might think it's Imperial armor or something like that. I don't think she would really fight him, not at first at least. Similarly to in canon, she'd be like, hey, you don't have to die, you're not my target. However, Akame would be very surprised at Tatsumi's speed. Well, I think Akame could keep up to some degree. The Guyver is able to find and dodge sound blasts. So I do think Guyver has the speed advantage here. Now, it's possible that her blade could kill the Guyver armor though. The blade kills anyone that it slices, but the armor is biological, it's a living armor. So, it could be possible that one slash could kill the armor. However, again, we're just going to ignore that because it makes the story not fun. Tatsumi would have Akame, the English, right, on the ropes. After all, his one slice from his high-frequency blades, and she's finished. So she has to dodge his superior speed while also trying to slash through his armor. And let me tell you, that's some pretty tough armor. He would go on about how he can't let them kill innocents. And so, and I quote, that girl with the boobs, end quote, comes and stops the fight. Of course, Tatsumi recognizes her and stops for a second. I don't really want to kill off any main characters yet, because I want the story to be fun. Tatsumi sees the condition that his friends are in, and he does much worse than he can. Instead of cutting her in half, he makes a gravity ball in his hand and shoots it at the girl. I don't remember her name either, but we'll just call her Alice, because she looks like an Alice in Wonderland reference, if I'm being honest. Now, this gravity bomb it does what it sounds like it do. It well, instead of being sliced in half, it twirls her. Let's put it like that. She her center mass starts spinning round and round until it's no longer able to round and round anymore, and it explodes. We'll keep it at that, because I really don't want to describe gore in this. After this, Tatsumi would shun of his armor and put his friends to rest, or his singular friend. His other friends already in rest. Leone would then recognize him as that guy she ripped off. Now knowing she owed him a favor, or maybe not, since they stopped the fight. Debatable, because Guyver would have killed Akame, no diff. She decides to drag him along, and for some reason he doesn't activate his armor. And so, he joins the notorious Night Raid. By force. That's the end of this What If. Now, normally I would do at least 5 pages, and I'm just barely under 4 pages. But seeing as I don't know much about the Akame Kills What If community, and how extremely unpopular Guyver is, I'm going to keep this as a What If video, see if it catches any attention. You know, it probably won't, because, again, Guyver is very unpopular, but what do I know? You know, maybe this could be like my Dragon Block Once a Year series, and I just get a bunch of subscribers. So, thank you for watching. I've been SMDBZX. Leave a like. My like goal is 3. That's always my like goal. I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.